Hello, friends and yogis. This is Haley again. I'm here today without my son Louie. We had our 5-minute yoga practice this morning where we worked on increasing our immunity and our lung function. And I asked him if he wanted to make another video with me today, and he said no. He said that was enough yoga for today. So I do have Joe, our cat here, also joining us. And she might talk a little bit. She enjoys a little conversation. But I think it's important to talk about the fact that Louis is not joining me because it's also important for me as a yogi to recognize that even though sometimes my son loves to do yoga with me, sometimes he really hates it as well. So I want to be very conscious that I am looking at the difference between obligation and dedication. And for me, that's a very complicated meditation that I go through, is to see when I feel dedicated to something and when I feel obligated to doing that. And my yoga practice does sometimes fall in that category of obligation. And often when I'm on the mat, because I'm obligated, the dedication will come to me. But in my 40s, that's very different than my young school-age son who is still working on the idea of dedication. So he can be dedicated to other things right now. He can be dedicated to his Legos. He can be dedicated to Taekwondo. But yoga is not something I'm going to place upon him. Having said that, there's another thing that I'm needing right now that he maybe doesn't need quite as much, and that is centering and grounding. And so I'd like to share with you a meditation that it's sort of a mixture of two meditations that have been taught to me. One is a meditation of working through love and love. We'll just stick with love, by Lori Hoppel, who used to own a yoga studio where I taught for a while. And she's still doing great things out there. You can find her on Facebook. And Coco Alwood, who is also still teaching yoga around the Twin Cities area. So I'm going to introduce you to these two meditations, which I've merged and made my own. And if I'm talking to a class about it, I might just call it Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing. But there is that meditation of love ahead of time. And I'm going to start you out with a prop, which is a Kleenex. So I will just keep the box of Kleenex next to me because sometimes a lot of stuff starts happening when I'm doing this, and sometimes not so much. But I always start with a Kleenex, and when I'm teaching a class, I will hand it out as a prop for people so that we can all blow our noses together and get to be nice friends and get very comfortable with each other, but also because we want to clear the nasal passage before we begin this. So let's do it. Let's get in there. We make our good sounds. Joe wants to be a part of it. I'm not going to blow my cat's nose. But I'm going to make sure I'm nice and clear and getting out anything that I'm not going to be using. And throwing my Kleenex away. Good. Okay. So I'm going to start this meditation by moving forward on my chair. I am actually sitting on a chair right now, but I could do this sitting in easy seated pose if I wanted to. I do like to do this when I'm at work. So I will move to the edge of my chair so sits bones are at the edge. And then instead of leaving my feet down, I'm going to walk my feet forward so my heels are just beneath my knees. And that my knees aren't open, but they're in alignment with my hips. I'm going to start pushing my sits bones down and lifting up through my belly without splaying forward my ribs. Ribs will slide down over my belly, and elbows will relax at my sides as my shoulders walk down. I'll bring my 2 peace fingers up on both hands and bring the outer 2 fingers to touch the tip of my thumbs. Keep the 2 peace fingers together and let them be strong. And relax that curve. It's tempting to let these fingers go straight, but I'm going to relax the curve, and it's going to take a little manipulation for me to get there. Palms will go face up on my legs. Again, elbows relaxed at sides, not reaching forward and not jutting back. And fingers are strong, but relaxed, and chest is relaxed. Energy lifts out the top of my head, and I allow my eyes to close down as I take a few soft breaths. And I notice any areas of my body where I might be holding tension, and I release those areas of tension. Feeling particularly in hands, belly, shoulders, and head. For me, I can often feel tension just above my ears and in my forehead, so I'm going to pay special attention to that. Releasing. And beginning to gently breathe into my belly. And exhale from belly. Just taking a few belly breaths. I'll begin to direct the breaths up to my third eye, or that place right between my eyebrows where my sinuses are housed. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling out. And then I'll begin to draw the inhales from the tips of my fingers all the way up arms into the third eye, and exhaling all the way down and out. And for some people, they can feel this pathway very profoundly. For others, we have to use our imagination a little bit the first couple of times. But as we start to get the hang of that imagination or that sensation, begin to breathe in the room around you, up into the third eye. Exhaling from third eye, down arms and out fingers. Inhaling the safety and grounding of the space around you. And exhale, releasing that which you no longer need. That which you no longer need is recycled in the air, preparing for new use. And then I invite you to imagine someone whom you love. Inhaling their essence through the tips of your fingers all the way up arms and into third eye. And exhaling that which you no longer need. And on the next inhale, begin to imagine the self. Breathing yourself into your body, and releasing that which you no longer need. As you feel ready, open your left hand and turn it palm face down on your leg, relaxing the hand onto leg. And bring your right two peace fingers up onto your forehead, finding that third eye, that place between your eyebrows where your sinuses are held, and give it a gentle massage. Sinuses work very hard in cold and flu season. We're just going to activate them a little bit, which also allows us to activate our wisdom. And open the remaining fingers wide, dropping your palm in front of your mouth. And find a relaxed version of this pose. Keeping the belly tall and the shoulders down. Inhale up to the third eye and exhale out both nostrils. Inhale up to third eye and exhale from your third eye. One more inhale up into third eye. Bring your thumb against your nostril and exhale out one side. Inhale up the nostril to the third eye. Open thumb and close ring finger. Exhale out the opposite side. Inhaling up, switch, and release. Finding your breath and your breath rhythms. As you draw the breath up slowly and release it slowly, checking in with your shoulders to make sure they're relaxed, your sits bones pressing down. Allowing the rest of the world to fall away as you focus on the breath. And you might begin to imagine the breath as though there's a light guiding the breath into the third eye and releasing from it. Take note of its color. You're welcome to keep that light moving with the breath, guiding it. And you're welcome to keep your hands up on your forehead or allow the hand to come down onto your leg as you continue following the guidance of that light. Breathing in one nostril and releasing from the other. And if at any point it feels as though you've lost the pathway, or if it simply feels good to bring your fingers up to your forehead, you're welcome to continue using your hands to facilitate the breath. Taking one more inhale up, left nostril. One more exhale out, right nostril. One more inhale up, right nostril. And exhale out both nostrils. I invite you to take 3 breaths using both nostrils up to the third eye. And then allow your breath to come back to a neutral breath, a breath that comes naturally to the body. That's an automatic response of the body. Again, looking for any places in the body where you might be carrying tension or even just a little gentle holding. And release. This is a wonderful time to set an intention if there's something that you're working on today. You're welcome to choose a word that you might repeat to yourself in various moments. Maybe it's even just for the first couple of hours of your day or for the next 15 minutes. After this meditation, you might choose something like patience or balance or support or grounding. As you feel clear with your intention, allow chin to come to chest, eyes to blink open, and gaze to come forward. Thank you for giving me another opportunity in today, and thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.